going on, guys? Black Scout Survival. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Let's start off talking about Daniel Penny. We did a video last week about him, the Marine that was arrested, and DeSantis came and actually came to support. He said we must defeat the Soros-funded DA, stop the left pro-criminal agenda, and take back the streets for law-abiding citizens. We stand with good Samaritans like Daniel Penny. Let's show this Marine America's got his back. And he actually tweeted out the Give, Send, Go link for his attorney, legal fees and things like that. So the thing is Trump has not spoke about Daniel Penny publicly. He is silent on it. I guess he don't want to tarnish his reputation. I don't know. But before we go off on that subject, there's a lot of people in the comments who are like, look, see, you shouldn't be, doing good, putting yourself at risk. You're going to go to jail. And these are the same people that are always on the keyboard talking about we need to take our country back. People are too comfortable. You in fear of going to jail for defending innocent people. Do I really think you got what it takes to take the country back? But anyway, I'll repeat this again too. It should be telling that charges are being brought against Daniel Penny and not against the Hispanic or the black man that helped Daniel Penny restrain Jordan Neely. You haven't even heard their names in the media. Nobody's even mentioned them. If there had been two white guys, trust me, their names have been flashed all over the media and they would be charged as well. If you remember the Ahmaud Arbery killing, the McMichaels, which is the father and son, the son is the one who shot Ahmaud Arbery, and the father was in the back of the pickup with a pistol, I think. And there was a neighbor down the street. Now they knew the neighbor knew the McMichaels. They weren't close friends. This guy didn't have a gun or anything like that, and he just saw something going on. He didn't even really know. I watched the trial. Like, he really didn't even know what was going on. He was told by the McMichaels that guy had stolen some stuff. So he's like basically just following in his truck, Ahmaud Arbery. That guy got a life sentence for following Ahmaud Arbery in a truck. These guys actually put hands on Jordan Neely, but because they were not white guys, they're not being charged. If Daniel Penny, the Marine, had been a black man and they killed another black man, you wouldn't even heard about it in the news. Just like the dozen or more black on black murders that happen in Chicago every week, and you don't hear about it. Media don't even blink an eye, because the media are always looking for a narrative to paint for political standing. And I'm just trying to showcase that, because you see these other times in history where if this thing happened, the other officers that was with Derek Chauvin for George Floyd were charged. They didn't have their knee on his neck, like they said in the trial. They just had their hands on him. One was actually just standing up the whole time, but they were all charged. So these guys, because they weren't white, aren't even mentioned in the media, not charged, right? But it's all about narratives, because then we have a situation like this: homeless man charged in New York City for hate crimes. This is a black man who's charged for hate crimes for allegedly defecating on a pride flag and wiping himself on another pride flag. They actually put out a Crime Stoppers for this guy. You really can't make this stuff up, right? This is the place, I guess, you don't go, though. You can't do anything against the pride flag. That's it. But again, it's all about narratives. I saw this meme and it said, I wonder why men in drag never want to read to people at all age homes. That's a great question, right? That's a great question. I saw that and I thought I'd ask you guys what you thought about. That's a good question, isn't it? Anyway, we saw this weekend Joe Biden actually went to Howard University to go give a speech, right? And if you remember when Joe got elected, he said that he was going to unite the country, but we all knew that was a lie. That was just something propaganda to say. At Howard University, he said the biggest threat to America was white supremacy. And I'm going to show the clip real quick.
Stand up against the poison of white supremacy, as I did in my inaugural address, to single out as the most dangerous terrorist threat to our homeland is white supremacy.
White supremacy is the most dangerous threat to our homeland security, or whatever he said. My question always is, where are these white supremacists at? I want to know. I want to know where these dangerous terrorist white supremacists are. I'll help you find them. Yeah, I don't know where they are. I mean, I don't like white supremacists either. Where are they at though? I don't see them.
And I'm not saying this because I'm at a black HBCU. I say it wherever I go.
So what he goes on to say is that basically, Mike, you said, I remember when the media reported news and they give their opinions. Absolutely. The thing is that he goes on to say that basically he paints what a white supremacist is, right? So I just said where the white supremacists. What he goes on to say is essentially conservatives, Republicans, right? So what he's trying to do is paint it to that anyone that opposes the Democrat regime are white supremacists. This country is falling to pieces, literally, right? The dollar that was backed by gold, we did away with that a long time ago. Then it was backed by trading our currency for oil. We're losing that, but that was also backed by our military strength. The world saw the Afghanistan withdrawal and saw that we're weak, so the dollar's weaker, right? Truthfully, the dollar's backed, and I'm just going to say it, by military strength. That's it. And without that, it's going to be worthless. And we see how woke and weak the military is. But the point right now is he's trying to make us that any opposition to Joe Biden or the regime are racist. They're white supremacists. But the good thing is that the guys over there at Howard aren't falling for it. Cherokee, thanks, brother. There was actually some protest. They're not falling for it. During the ceremony, some of the graduates protested the president and his administration with signs that read, and you see this sign, I think she has it on top of her hat, maybe. Biden and Harris don't care about black people. She couldn't be more accurate, because they don't. They only care about using black people for votes. Hence why you would even say something so dumb as that the country's biggest threat is white supremacy. So thanks again, Cherokee. I don't know. I don't know what to take of that. So we showed the border last week with hundreds of Chinese military-aged males that were lined up to get in buses to enter into the U.S. Well, now we literally have terrorists coming into the country, literal Afghan nationals. It's not just enough that we have the Chinese, the Chinese military males. We also have drug cartel. We have human traffickers, and now we have terrorists. The Border Patrol agents in San Diego sector arrested an Afghan national, literally on the FBI watch list, after he crossed illegally with a group of migrants near Otay Mesa, California on Wednesday. So what these Afghan terrorists are doing is they're commingling, mixing in with Mexicans and entering into the U.S., illegal immigrants from Mexico. And the FBI confirmed the match and apparently is leading the investigation. My question, though, is how many more are, right? So this man's arrest is the latest in such troubling case. The Border Patrol reported in March that at least 69 non-U.S. citizens on the FBI terror watch list has been caught trying to illegally enter the U.S. through the U.S. border since October. So we have, just what they know of, 69 terrorists from the watch list that they caught. How many did they let slip through? Because, I mean, millions have been just funneling into, millions of people have been funneling in through the southern border. My question is when can we expect the next terror attack on U.S. soil, right? Because we're literally bussing them in now at this point, you know? Like, this is bad. Like, anybody on the left side, see, what they're hearing is that, oh, you know, we have to, yeah, as a global, you know, leader, we need to take in people. No, we don't. We don't just take in people like that. There should be a process. We should know. We should see who's coming into the country. Thanks, Mr. Soundstar. We should know who's coming into the country. We need to vet these people, you know, but they can't vet all these people. I mean, have you seen the video? I'm sure you have. The amount of people just rolling into the U.S., you know, and that's bad that we have terrorists coming into the country. Chinese military age males. We have drug cartel. We have human traffickers, probably trafficking little children that aren't theirs. That's bad, but it gets worse. It gets worse. We're literally kicking out our homeless veterans out of hotels to make room for migrants. So it starts off, this article says, thanks for your service, now get out. That essentially what some upstate New York hotels are saying to homeless veterans, according to a nonprofit group that works with vets. So we have a nonprofit group working for vets, right? So nonprofit, get this now. This isn't the government helping out our vets anyway. This is a nonprofit group, a bunch of people that got together and said, "Hey, let's take care of our veterans that serve this country." Right? That's who these people are. This isn't even the government taking care of our veterans. We're worried about taking care of everybody else. We're worried about trying to take care of people to get voters, new bloodline for Democrat votes. But we have our veterans, people who've served our country, bled, lost limbs, and now they're getting kicked out of their place that they're living. The government's kicking them out, kicking the nonprofit out that's supporting these vets to house migrants, people that are not U.S. citizens, right? We already have a homeless epidemic. Go follow Street People of Los Angeles Instagram account if you want to see some just wild, bizarre things. I mean, literally, there's tent cities right in the middle of the city, right in the middle of on the sidewalk. So we have a homeless epidemic as it is, but we keep funneling money in other countries like Ukraine. We don't care about our own people, right? So the hotels told the veterans that earlier this week they would lose their temporary housing and they'd have to find somewhere else to live. So literally putting them back on the streets, guys, to make room for the influx of migrants coming into the state. I know a bunch of people in Chicago had an uproar this weekend too. Democrat Biden voters, right? And they have flipped out, mostly older black ladies. I saw them raising absolute Cain. They voted for Joe Biden. They voted for Lori Lightfoot. And they're raising Cain because they're housing migrants there. And literally they have a homeless issue with Americans there living on the street that they could care less about, right? One vet over there, 24-year-old man in desperate need of help after serving in Afghanistan, was told that at the beginning of the week, his temporary housing was going to get pulled from under him and that he would have to go move to another spot, find somewhere else to stay. These people are freaking homeless. They served our country. Look, that could have been any one of us veterans, guys. Any one of you vets watching, that could have wound up being any one of us that could have wound up homeless. And this is what Joe Biden's doing. They're kicking our vets to the streets. to put illegal immigrants in to garner more votes. They're going to fast track them into voting. I mean, some places saying you don't have to have ID to vote, right? Because it's racist. Well, why would you not want ID to vote? So you can, all the 5 million illegal immigrants you get in here, they can go vote, right? Some places that California, illegal immigrants can be police officers. You get what I'm saying? I mean, we're living in the 1984, right? Fahrenheit 451, all those things, all those books that they wrote about the dystopian future. We're here. And not only that, not only they're staying at upscale, they're staying at upscale hotels in New York too. I mean, I forget the name of the hotel, but very upscale. They're housing some in New York in a very upscale hotel. Your tax dollars are paying for it, renting out the rooms, right? Some of you are struggling to pay for gas, to buy eggs, and immigrants are staying in 5-star hotels. Our vets are sleeping on the street. Not only that, Department of Homeland Security are issuing cell phones to the border crossers and illegal aliens once they're being released into the U.S. So your tax dollars also funding cell phones for them, paying for their cell phone bill, giving them a cell phone, staying in 5-star hotels, living in much better accommodations than most of us, right? And our tax dollars are paying for it, along with Ukraine, weaponry for Ukraine, and the the Halliburtons, the Lockheed Martins, the politicians lining their pockets. To me, if you want to look at it, and I hope some Democrat voter, liberal viewers are looking at it now, you're last. You're the last, right? They'll tell you at a Howard University, at a historical black college, they'll tell you that white supremacy is the worst thing ever, and that I'm going to talk about every time. What have they shown you though? That you're last, right? Illegal immigrants are first, right? A homeless man, a black man goes and defecates on a pride flag, and he gets charged for hate crime. They're showing you that as an American, you're last place, especially if you serve this country, you're last place. Anyway, my partner, my good buddy of mine, Chimbutu, we did a bracelet collab together. So if you want to help support homeless veterans, all of my proceeds are going to a homeless vets Christian ran nonprofit to help homeless veterans. That's why I collaborated with him on these bracelets. These are the designs I made right here. Olive drab, obviously my favorite color, but Chimbutu's a good guy, and I was happy to work with him. So all of the again, all of my profits go to a homeless veterans organization ran by Christian nonprofit. So if you want to help homeless veterans, purchase that link in the description and help us do that. It always feels good to help out our brothers, because really, I mean, that could have wound up, it could have been any of us. I mean, probably like many of you, like after I got out of the military, like things were bad. It's bad returning to the civilian world when you think that in civilian life that they're going to take care of you. They're going to want your intangible skills sets and all these things, and they don't care. And it's hard for you to get a job. You're sleeping on the floor in a trailer somewhere and these sort of things. So yeah, I mean, it could have been any one of us guys. And so that's why that's always one of those things for me that hits home, because that could have been any one of us. And I love to take care of our homeless vets, and especially how Joe Biden is spitting on them. I mean, it's really disgusting. The dislike really turns into hatred when you want to kick out people that's blood, sweat, and tears, lost limbs, post-traumatic stress, and this is how you treat these people. For people that weren't born here, that cross into this country illegally, breaking the law as soon as they enter into our country. And yeah, it's terrible. So, and some may die out there, to be honest. I mean, homeless people die all the time in the streets, but you would think you'd put Americans first. You think you'd put us as Americans first, but Americans are last place in this It's Ukraine and illegal immigrants, right? That's what it is. You know, they're lining their pockets with these stock options they have and things like that. Before I hop off, I just want to say a lot of people are asking about our canteens. We're going to get them back in stock. They're back in stock. This is our titanium GI canteen. We got a new carrier. It replaced our old one. It's a much better quality. And you can get one from our good friend over there, Mark from Centerline too. The carrier he makes the best there is, called the Mother. I mean, he pretty much made the canteen carrier. Everybody else copies his. But anyway, titanium cook set, and it really locks in here, doesn't it? So a GI canteen, and it's made of titanium. Has two cook, like a cook cup and a cook pan in here, all titanium. And we also have titanium stoves and titanium utensils, so you can pack it all in here as a kit, like a grab and go kit. If you've seen, I did a bug out like micro kit video a while back. I would get you to go watch that, because it's good to have like a micro kit. A lot of people, when they build bug out bags, they build these huge packs, and I mean, they're not carrying that anywhere. You know, you want to be light and mobile, and most everything that you need to survive, you can pretty much get off the landscape by packing just the essential tools, things that are hard to replicate. You want to carry those things, but most things you can fabricate yourself. So anyway, those are in stock now. People have been asking for them quite some time, and sorry it took so long to get them back in stock. Anyhow, I would love to know your guys' thoughts on this subject. It's totally disgusting to me. You know, so it's one of them things. This kind of shit makes me lose sleep at night. Right here, you know, seeing our vets getting treated like this, seeing our country just being destroyed right before our eyes, and then on top of that, you know, people saying that they don't want to get in trouble by helping out innocent victims on a subway because they don't want to wind up getting any legal troubles. So anyway, that's where we're at. I do appreciate you guys hanging out with me. So, oh yeah. Brujo, thank you for reminding me. It will be this week, brother, because I've got some other good stuff with this. You don't want to miss the Biden earlobe episode, because I have some good other information that kind of goes along with this as well. Do not miss that. Maybe it'll be tomorrow, unless something absolutely bizarre happens. And you never know, it's America 2023. Something crazy could happen tomorrow, and we may do a video about that. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Let me know your thoughts on this. Let me know if you're as disgusted as I am. Just tell me that. If you don't have anything else to say, just say I'm as disgusted as you are. And as always, guys, we're going to stay frosty, stay strapped, and stay dangerous. Take care.